Hello, Papercut here with another replay review. This time we got Dr. Muffins, who is a silver OTD player. They messaged me on my coaching Discord asking for a replay review. Said they're on a nasty loss streak. So let's look at what they're doing, what they could be doing better, and give them those next level step tips to help improve their game. So in this case, it's always important we start with looking at the matchup and what we should expect. As Order the Dragon, you have to be mindful of your actions. Since your units are stronger, but there's less of them, every mistake is kind of doubled. And your villagers, while very good at gathering and very good at their eco jobs, there's less of them. So losing a villager matters a lot. So you want to be. I think Order of the Dragon benefits more so than any other civ at having a good plan that you're trying to execute. Because if you have a villager in the wrong spot, it's worse than another civ. So Order of the Dragon is in a way a little bit of a tough civ. At the lower ranks, you do get away with just massing and going, but from coaching, I've seen people struggle at times with Order of the Dragon. Not saying you shouldn't play them. If you like them, you like them. I love playing Order of the Dragon, but keep that in mind. So you're playing against Japan. And Japan is a civ that you will potentially struggle against for a couple of reasons. One, if they Order of the Dragon struggles the most against civs that can really mass up well. So if you let Japan really get their eco up and going and they start massing units, such as a lot of Anas, that will be tough for you to beat. Especially if they get to castle and they have the Yoroshiros they can put into their production buildings, that will be really bad for you. So a key, I think, against Japan here is potentially just an all-out feudal all-in, dropping, and you could do that either with Horseman Archer or just pure men at arms and you just rush them and attack as they're trying to age up. The other option is to rush castle yourself. On this map, it's actually pretty easy to rush castle. You have this safe deer right here, so you just go to the deer from the very start. Like you just send all 5 vills here onto deer, which you'd want to do because deer are worth more. You get a lot more food from harvesting deer if you don't know the food values. Berries are the slowest, then farms, then sheep, then deer, then boar. You also have all this nice shoreline fish. Shoreline fish are pretty much as good, if not better, than deer and boar. So it's really worthwhile to get shoreline fish too. Even if you don't want to do fishing, like drop a dock, you could just put your vills on a mill near the shoreline fish, and that's worth a lot too. So what you do. So in this case, when you are near a deer pack like this, just go for the deer pack from the beginning. You will find you have so much more food. Be careful with your. So right here, you didn't have your TC locked onto something. Like you didn't have the villagers going to a resource. It's small, but it really matters that they went all the way over here instead of going straight to a resource. Second, as I said, berries, not that good. Do deer. It's also why you want to try time getting your scout back sooner, so you're not having to go onto berries. Yeah. You do go to deer, get the survival techniques. It's very, very worth it, and then you can just put more towards gold to catch up. Okay, mine work. So mine work suggests you want to, and so see how you basically wasted another 50 wood. Like you never needed to put the mill on the berry bushes here. It'd been better if the mill was over here the whole time, and you had used that 50 wood on a lumber mill. Or you could be gathered from stragglers, and it could have been a production building immediately. Oh, watch. Okay, so he's on stone. You're missing villager production. So I'm not going to harp on you too much because you did say before I did this review that you need to be better on villager production. Always, because this is villager production is really important. It's even more important for Order of the Dragon. You absolutely have to know you absolutely have to be careful with that. Second, I would have liked if you had rotated through the entirety of your opponent's base. You could see what they're doing. He hasn't started aging up yet. His age up is really slow. I think he messed up his early macro, but You want to see what's available for attack. So for example, his gold's like wide in the open. So if you want to attack and rush, horseman here cuts off his gold, and then you can run a villager up and drop a tower, or you just keep attacking. He basically has no gold. The next one's really far away, or back here. So if you want to cut off gold, that kind of makes the game a lot harder for him right there, as an example of things to do. Attacking all comes down to finding where the resources are and identifying how you can cut those resources off and make their life really, really tough. I like how we're gathering wood on the age up, so you can, but so you notice you didn't gather enough wood on the age up, so you have really nothing you can do. So you're entering with no action. Are you trying to attack? It seems like you're trying to attack because you have 8 on wood. I would have liked more if on the age up you had left 3 on deer, which would have been enough to keep getting villagers, maybe 4, but 3 or 4 on deer, and all the other villagers had gone to wood. Like this guy on berry's not worth it, but do get wheelbarrow as early as possible. It's really nice. Leave 2 on gold, and it should have been rallying to wood the entire time, because the goal is as you enter feudal, like right now you should be dropping a stable and getting your first horseman out and rushing him. If that's your goal. It seems like it is because you have 8 on wood. If you were rushing castle, I would think you'd have more on food and wood. I mean, food and gold. Okay, there's the stable. I would put the stable forward. Small thing, but hypothetically, this is where you're going to be putting farms in the back, safe. So you're taking like safe area. Just put the stable in the front. I'd do wheelbarrow. Wheelbarrow is super, super important, especially for your Order of the Dragon Chad villagers. Okay, now it seems like a Russian castle. You need to start sending units to gold. Too much on food at this point. So already I can tell you're going to hit 1200 food way before 600 gold. How do I know that? I know that because I do love you got Wedrovitz, or the +1 range damage. It's great, but you should be going to gold. He wants to get to castle, or he wants to make gold units. He wants to make honest. He wants to make samurai. Those require gold. So you rushing his gold is actually the best move for you. I don't know where you're going with him right now. 2, you notice now he has a samurai out and he's ready to defend. Only reason that happened is because you were so slow to get there. You beat him on the age up, but then you never actually took advantage of that by getting there quickly. But yeah, if you're gonna have 15 on food, you need like 4 or 5 on gold, or else you're just gonna. You need to, when you're looking at your resources, you need to ask, what do I want? What do I need? If you want to go castle, and you see you're halfway to food, but not halfway to gold, you need to start adding more gold. Like I would have pulled off of food to get to gold at this point, or maybe just take them off wood. Good. Don't overdo it. See, you took way too much extra damage on your horseman. That initial push off was all you need to do, and then you could just stay here and burn the house down. Actually, like you just stayed here, and you've accomplished the same thing. He's off berries. He's not gathering anything. And this is why I really wish you had scouted better, because the gold is wide open here. The deer are also wide open, but I don't know if you know he's up there because you've been scouted. So full scouting would have given you a better idea what you could attack right now. Okay, another one with gold. Nice. So on this map, or any map that has fishing, this is actually a good opportunity for you to just drop 1 dock and start making fishing boats. And the reason being is because it's like a second TC almost. You're getting these workers that are collecting food for you, and it's massive, especially for you who has such food heavy units. So I'm not saying you need to start doing some special wood like fishing build like you need to do as you climb the ranks in this level. Just as you get 150 wood and you have fishing nearby, drop a dock and start getting fishing boats. It's very worth it. Okay, so this is really important information here, right? You look at this, and this screams he wants to make units that attack you. 2 barracks, 2 stables. If he was rushing castle, he would not have done all of this. That's not what you do. Dropping this production means you want to attack now, because if you drop this much production, you've wasted too much wood instead of going castle. So you should expect him to be pushing at this point. So since you want to go castle, you want to delay them as much as possible. So that requires 2 things. 1, I would wall here. I would wall here to here to make sure he can't send knights and start your eco. So you want to wall up to make sure it's they can't just easily raid you. 2, keeping these horsemen alive is going to be really important. You want to keep running these horsemen around and attacking from different spots, making him chase you so he never feels safe enough to go push you, would be the goal here. Go, you got him out there, great. Good job. But see how you should be clicking age up at this point. You've had the food for age up for a while now. The reason we're not is because we did macro correctly. And this timing is huge. If you're clicking right now, that gives you so much better tempo than you giving him time to make units. Just want to make sure watching our resources earlier. No, never, ever, ever age up with gold villagers. You need so much gold in your castle. You need gold for upgrades for your units, upgrades military, eco upgrades, making gold units. That's so much gold that you need. So instead, I would have left all my units villagers on gold. I would have pulled my wood villagers to age up. And I would have been rallying to gold. You have enough wood that you can drop a house. I would not go archers. It's not worth it. If he makes samurai soak up archer fire. And he makes knights, that doesn't work either. Instead, I would just go mass crossbow. So just hold off. The second you age up, just go mass crossbow and horseman, or mass crossbow spear, or mass crossbow men at arms. But just mass crossbows. Your crossbows are so good. But yeah, I would have pulled off wood to age up because you have enough wood to make a house, so you're not going to be pop capped. And you stay on food and gold, so the second you age up, you can just start massing these really, really good units. For Order of the Dragon, production amounts matter a lot because it takes so long for you to make units. So you really want to make sure you are getting more production. Ruin farm is really early here, so that's a waste of wood. I would rather you use that wood on more production because you want to enter castle and be making units immediately. Instead, you could have sent those villagers to the deer down here, to these berries down here, or you could have put the mills next to the shoreline fish. Those farms are not very productive right now because you don't have any farming upgrades besides wheelbarrow. You're doing a good job holding them back. But see, here's the thing: you have to micro so much for this archer on spearman fight here. But if you just made your own men at arms, they would slice through them. Or a really good thing against Japan that likes to do these all melee comps is to do Landsknecht. So getting a barracks down, that's taking age up, just massing Landsknecht is very, very good. Notice what's getting our food issue. You have way more food than you need. Giving our way barracks, good switch. You're getting the relics. You notice all those, see all those samurai? You don't want to do archers. You want to do, like, seriously, Landsknecht, slaughter everything he has. If you make 4 of them, I think you kill this entire blob. And then you follow that up with crossbowmen, and you're good. It's literally all you need to do. Yeah. You need to never stop making, prelates, because not only do they heal, you want to get the relics, right? And my suggestion is you shift click so you don't have to think about it. So you should click and then hold shift and then right click back on the regnants. You're good to go. And the thing you want to think about here when you're trying to win a game like this is ask yourself, what's my opponent making? What can I make that's really good against that? Smash samurai. So it's crossbows. Well, then you have this special unit that does massive melee area effect damage. So he's not gonna make archers. It's perfect against them. You see how you overmade prelates this way? Okay, good. But you never want to stop making prelates because not only can you get the relics, you can then get the inspired warriors. They can heal your units, and since your units are so tanky, it's very, very good. You get the farming upgrade. But this is when we mean. So you had this window here, this really important tempo window, where you aged up first, and he hasn't aged up, and he still hasn't aged up yet. He's gone 2 TC. Now he's finally getting his age up. Where you could have attacked. Look at this force. It is 8 samurai, 6 spearmen, and 2 horsemen. If you had been more prepared as you entered castle with multiple barracks where the men at arms were already upgraded, so that when the second you entered, you're upgrading for feudal, and you have multiple archer ranges, you could have walked in and beat him with a much better army. But you're giving him so much time. And he got 2 TC, he's getting his age up. and you've taken too long. A big part of our games at this level is just not giving your opponent time to just do stuff. It's like once you have units, go attack. Now his eco is going to keep climbing and keep getting better, and it's going to be hard for you to keep up. Part of that's because you've just let him set up like this. I like how you're making towers. That's really important, but you want to get walls up too. But get wall, you want to. So one thing here is once you start seeing this much wood, you're one. You want to make sure you're always making a production. To add more production. Once you get this much wood, add more production, add more farms, and then make sure you're getting your upgrades, which you are. And then at that point, like, I would go on stone. Like, if you're gonna get the relics, which you can put in the tower, start getting stone, because you can get stone to get upgrades, defensive upgrades, and then you kind of just want to rush imp. Like, a good thing for you here would just be to rush imp. You need more crossbows. So his knights are going to do okay against your gilded men at arms, which is why you want some more crossbows. Gilded crossbows, man. Smash crossbows. See that? Good. So the key is we want to be always making units. So you're not making crossbows, you're not making stables, but you are making out of barracks. So look at this. You're doubling up on both barracks. Each one of these takes 27 seconds. That's why you want to add more production. You have all this wood. Add more production. You would be doing way better if you just consistently had units coming your way. I was about to say, don't stand there. Just go rush the eco. Run past and dive. Go hunt vills. See, this is good up here. I wouldn't keep them standing there but eating it, but this is a good pushback here. But now you notice without the crossbowmen, your gilded men at arms are now really struggling. Another great thing about massing gilded crossbowmen is you can get in Imperial at least you can get the body cannon bolts, which is nice. Stop making archers. I want 5 archery ranges. I want you to be making 5 gilded crossbowmen a pop. Because look at this, they do 36 damage every time against heavy units. That's huge. But really what you want to do at this point is you want to rush Imp. Because he's on 2 TC is what you saw. So in my mind, I go, oh, he's 2 TC. He's getting ahead on villagers. I've helped myself with the relics. But at this point, I need to get Swabia so I can catch 1 villagers. So you're actually pretty close to Swabia. All you need to do is drop market, buy the food to get the Swabia, and then you drop the Swabia on this wood line here, and then you're going for it. And then you just set up your outposts, put up some walls, get up the vills, and then push back out. But this is your chance to get Imp, which is really good for you. Also, when you see he's doing pure samurai, not samurai, just go spearman. Upgrade your spearman, go mass spearman crossbow. It's a great pairing. But with this over reliance on mass men at arms, what he's doing his best counter in this case, which is just mass mounted samurai, you're just letting him do that. At no point you're not stopping and asking, what can I do differently? What's a better comp when he's running? You're just kind of smashing your head against the wall on the same thing. 2, your win condition for Order of the Dragon. You got the first major one, which is all these relics. It's beautiful. Awesome. We want to then parlay that into our next win condition, which is Imperial. In Imperial, you can just go, you can do hand cannon or spearmen. You can do mass horsemen and men at arms, or mass horsemen spearmen. You could do mass crossbows and spearmen, but your Imperial units, or mass Landsknecht, which is really, really good against, once again, really, really good against Japan. Point being is that you want to go Imperial to get that Swabia, to get the eco bonuses, and then you can get mass stone and just put towers with the cannon emplacements, and just keep pushing up and walking in. At that point, you get bombards, and you're in a lot better spot. Please go Imp. Please go Imp. There we go. I would say don't H it with 3. I would put the Swabia like here. Because you want to put all your forest back here, so kind of make it a ring with your landmarks and towers. This is kind of far away. We have so much gold. Just get off gold. You want to drop a market, though, and use that gold to get resources. So he rushed him too. So he's going to go mass samurai. Probably. You just need... I want to see Landsknechts. I know I'm going to say it 1,000 times, but... You also want to start getting siege. Just a few cannons. And like 2 cannons, 2 culverins is all you need. You also really want to get scouts because you want to see what he's doing. Okay. So he did a much better job of adjusting to your comp than you did to his. He knew you were mass men at arms. So he did 2 Rebaldequins and 3 Mangonels. And even though you killed him, he beat you. He destroyed way more resources than you did him. Especially because Rebaldequins are free with his landmark. So he reacted to the comp you're doing. You have not reacted to his comp. Gilded crossbowmen are a great start, but you can't keep running into him like this. You have the Bakken bolts, just get mass crossbows and shoot it. Just shoot it with your crossbows. See how good that is? You don't need mangonels. Just do a mass crossbowman spear. Because also, if he tries to rush your siege, you can use your spearmen to stop that. While men at arms, they kind of run. See, like that. Hey, look, during this fight, you're not making units. You stop producing. You stop making villagers. You want to get to about 110, 120 villagers. And you need a lot on farms. But we can't keep having these pushes where we just stop making units. That's killing you. One, as you start to push in and take this space, drop a keep here, and you want to put a bunch of production here. Just mass production. So that every time your army dies, the next wave is already hitting. Right now, to replace all your units, you need multiple waves of units, which will take time. But not only that, you should already be queuing them up. This not making units is huge. How do I make sure I'm always making units? You do that by putting all of your production on a hotkey. You can do you can do F4 if you want. I put all mine on 3 and 4. Which allows me that if I'm fighting up here, I can do 3, tab, www, tab, www or E, tab S. And you notice I can then tab through. And using tab, keep queuing and right-clicking and having them come up here. Second, this is a great time in Imp to go horseman, so that if you break through like this, you can send horsemen all around his base to hunt vills. Okay. Put your crossbowmen on split formation. See, now your reinforcements are coming, but it's so late. Like, all you need to do is keep the pressure up. Please use culverins. Use culverins. Culverins are so good. I do love how you're getting your upgrades. That's really strong. But this is when you, like, drop 3 towers here, and you drop a keep. You really want to stonewall this backside, too, so he can't raid you, because you're completely open to raiding right now. And then you never stop making villagers. Wow, he stole the... Wow. He's just vacuuming resources right now. He's got away with that? He just ran past you. He's gonna go steal all the gold. You just let him do that. Look at this. And you see what I mean? No walls. At this point, you need stone walls. But no walls just means he can pull this shit and just raid you mercilessly. And you even saw him run by you. You didn't stop him. He's what you do in the mass siege move. This is why you need culverins. Culverins and spearmen at that point. Culverins, spearmen, and horsemen. Yeah, it's a lack of production, lack of doing things that set you up for success, like walling your flanks, setting up more production, and dropping keeps are important resources. Like if you had a keep here, what he's about to do wouldn't work. Now you're searching for his villain. Now you're searching for him, but he's right here. You also haven't really used any flanks at all. Like, you could have been doing horseman raids to his flank here the entire time. It would have been really good. Let's see his final fight. You have to do a lot of micro culverins, but you should be aiming. What I would do here is I'd have click on a culverin and shift click to the mangonel, shift click to the mangonel, shift click to the mangonels. So you don't want to overkill your culverins. You have to sit on your siege. Like, you have to have your units sitting on your siege. So you can't do that. I do love rushing the siege though. Like, they're beautiful. See, look at this. Should not have happened. Disgusting. Oh, you know what? Stop that. Just a wall. That's why I cast on empty wall your flanks. I think you just quit from frustration because you were doing great. So I don't know why you quit there, but overall, some things to take from this. One, make sure you are macroing based on what you want to do. So move your villagers to the resources you need and get them and have a plan. Like, I like that little pressure into castle. I thought that was really good. But you could have been more efficient, dropping a stable faster, more efficient getting a castle faster. Pick a comp that actually counters what your opponent's running. Add more production. Keep adding production. And know your win conditions for your civ and fall through on it. So for you, it's getting the relics, then a quick imperial into walling your flanks, getting your farm set up, and then massing units just going. Use things like keeps and towers with the cannon placements to secure space, and keep adding production, keep pushing. You were really close. You should have won that game. I think you quit out of frustration. I don't know. But I hope your games go better in the future. Let me know if you have any questions, and good luck on your games.